Hello friend, and welcome to Improve Your Condition seminars. My name is Lee Werrell, and I'm inviting you to this seminar/workshop to help you grow your business, make it more profitable, and get bigger sales. I want to show you how to get more contacts and allow you more time to do what you want. To do that, you have to understand that the ground rules have changed between online and offline sales to such a degree that customers react the same way to both types of sales today. Many people don't realise how the search engines actually operate, or the changes that have happened in the last few years. Often, they don't understand how these websites are scored to prioritise the search results. Even more confusingly is the local business results and what the search engines use to rank the local businesses above national or international companies. Now obviously all these algorithms are closely guarded secrets, but there are clues and certain tools to measure certain aspects of a website's performance. If you had enough time, you could figure it all out, but probably not before the next update and change. When you attend our seminar/workshop, we will explain how websites are scored and the impact that social media has on them. Properly managed, websites can get organic or natural traffic without costing any money in advertising. Having a website and a Facebook page is simply not enough in today's marketplace if you want to be considered a serious player. We will show you how to influence the local search engine results, how to turn your advertising and marketing into a laser-targeted investment, not an expense, how to use social media to positively impact your business, how to get people coming to you using our fill system, which incidentally is a £15,000 value, and how to leverage your time to maximise efficiency and profits, as well as how to get the quality of life that you started your business for in the first place. By seeing how we can help you with this information on gearing up your business, we hope you'll start to see the bigger picture. Being a small business is tough, and today the big companies are encroaching on your space, piling on the pressure. But it's not all bad news. Because of the emphasis by the big search engines on local businesses and trade, there are ways you can not only get ahead, but you can mark out a spectacular brand for yourself, earn multiple streams of income, and keep doing the things that you love, earning a good income and building your customers exponentially. In reality, social media is only about 10 years old. The last 5 have really impacted the search engines. There is no better time for you to step out of the norm and cut yourself a piece of history. The internet is growing and continuing to grow with literally millions of new users every week. Many of these people are searching for solutions to their problems, looking for credible, real people to listen to them and provide them with goods or services. Now this doesn't have to be local, but if you have a local presence, you have a platform from which to launch. Now is the time to step up to the plate and show your mettle. Voice your passion. Share your knowledge and mark yourself out as a go-to expert. Now is your opportunity to play a higher, bigger role, serve at a higher level and earn a bigger income, to do all those important things that you've planned. Let's put it in perspective. For the last 100 years in the industrial age, the human spirit, voice and passions have been suppressed. Working to earn a living is more prevalent than designing a life, and with that, things just get dragged down into mediocrity and sameness. Most business people and entrepreneurs are trading their time for money, and because of this, they're a prisoner of a system that they actually created. They are chained to a desk with a phone attached to their ear, and they haven't created a lifestyle they deserve. In this seminar, we will not only give you the fill system and explain what is needed in detail, but we will also provide you with a success blueprint, which incidentally has got a £4,000 value, spelling out the things that you need to do, detailing exactly what you need to do to take any business and not only grow the revenues, profits and customers, but also diversify into different elements that can provide you different sources of income, supporting your main thrust, just using a very powerful tool that you already possess. Let me explain my story to you. I've always got a real kick out of helping other people develop and ultimately deliver, often to their own surprise. I've always had a knack of metaphorically taking a step back and seeing the bigger picture and identifying any issues. I've helped salespeople sell more. I've helped companies advertise better and get better results. I've helped company directors strategize better and employees get promotion and earn more through making themselves more valuable. Why is this important? Quite simply, the marketplace only pays for value, not for skills, not for time served or position held. If you decrease your value by not developing yourself, learning new skills and applying your new knowledge to your work situation, whether as an employee or a business owner, the market soon makes you superfluous and finds somebody who is serious. Now, things got really bad for me when the banking crisis hit in 2009. Up until then, I've been working in the sector of financial services, but work suddenly stopped. External consultants and advisors were no longer needed, and everything was switched to internal staff, or sometimes shelved, most of it permanently. I was ever the optimist, but as the days slipped into weeks and weeks turned into months, people didn't return phone calls, there were stupid offers of work that would have actually cost me money to take them up. Nothing was moving in the consultancy market, and when it did, there was a shark fest for every morsel. Money started to run out, savings were becoming exhausted, and credit cards were piling up. I knew I had to diversify, but it took me a long, hard and deep thought session, and actually, to be honest, several of them, to figure out what I had that was valuable, marketable, and how it could transfer to other business areas. Now, don't get me wrong, I was no novice. I actually knew all the good stuff. I've been into self-development and systems and process improvement since the mid-1980s. It always fascinated me why people could do the same thing and one would be successful and others not. I'd read all the books, I'd been to the seminars, I had bought the tape programs and CDs, downloaded the latest MP3s whenever I could, and I was still flat on my face. I had studied and listened to the experts, the leaders in their field, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Jack Black, although I must add not the comedian, and a host of others, specialists in self-development, personal progress, personal power, but one who really came home to me was a particular one called Brian Tracy, who was heavily into sales and improving value. So I knew all the answers, I knew all the good stuff, I knew all the potential possibilities. And that's when I realised, actually, it wasn't the environment, it wasn't the banking crisis, it wasn't anything I had done, it was actually what I hadn't done. I was so busy with learning more, getting to know what made things work, how things were changing, how the internet was impacting everything, and I'd not actually sat down and worked out a plan. Yes, I knew what I should do. Yes, I knew what I needed to start doing, and I knew the right way to go about it. I had all the knowledge, but the knowledge is useless unless you act on it. I didn't have a purpose, a major, definite purpose. I didn't have a reason. Actually sitting down and working out that my niche was helping people do better in their personal, business, financial, health, and I had some issues there myself, wealth and relationships was actually what I was getting a real kick out of doing. And that watching people self-realise when they achieve what they originally thought were lofty goals. I started planning events where I could provide some assistance to people in areas of their lives where they were struggling. I offered my advice and sometimes coached or mentored people through this, and whammo, some of them got results. Take a friend of mine, we'll call him Chris. He was a partner in a technology firm that had created software in the risk measurement and reporting field. He had a great product, bundles of energy, and a whole field of optimism, but he was struggling to sell. Prospecting was no problem to him. He could chase leads down and get the appointments, but he was suddenly not able to sell anymore. The sales had dried up. I suggested I accompany him on some calls and see what he did. After the first call, I had a good idea. After 3, I knew what was wrong. He was creating great rapport. He was framing the issue or challenge the client had and identifying the features that could be applied to solve this problem easily and cost effectively. But he was selling the sausage and not the sizzle. He would launch into a long-winded and very thorough description of the methodology of the software and the principles by which it was created and how wonderful it had performed with another client because of X, Y, and Z. You could almost see the client's shutters coming down. They were thoroughly bored and never placed an order. We sat down and we worked out a system where Chris could set up an online access dummy account to address the client's specific needs or concerns. Then he arranged for a techie to sit with the client and work through the study, showing the ease of operation and the extra value of the data analysis, letting the client actually sell it to himself as he used it. Between appointments, we also constructed a value chain of emails with useful information, external developments or case histories to keep the client warm. Post-sale, the information continued at a slightly lesser rate, but all the more important for further sales and upgrade advice, and of course the important referrals. After I worked through all this with Chris and his company, he eased back on the methodology and concentrated on the features and benefits, leaving a little mysticism in the actual operations of the software. Within a month he had more second demo appointments than he could cope with, and already had more orders than in the previous 8 months. Another case story was Virginia, who ran a small craft business online and through local markets. She was finding it hard to keep up with developing her ideas, trying to discover what the clients wanted, creating her art and pricing it favourably. A common situation, I'm sure. After seeing the fill system and how she could use it to create a customer list through social media, as well as a program of emails to share information and generate interest, she was taken aback. Through some extra work with Virginia, we found additional places to source continual ideas and explored these with her so that she could find out what customers wanted and what her competitors were doing. Within 12 months, Virginia now employs 2 more craft designers and a sales representative who visits independent shops around the country, and she has a burgeoning sales list of over 5,000 people who will buy direct. For the final case story, I'll tell you about Nick. He was a salesman. Nick sold life assurance to couples and families, but after an initial few months of success, he stumbled and slowed to a struggle. It was mid-March, he had joined at the beginning of the year, and he was considering quitting and poured out his heart to me at the time. I looked at his personal sales process and it was very technical and exact. As a regulated person, he had to make sure there were no exaggerated claims and that he was not promising anything that couldn't be fulfilled. He gathered the right information and asked the disturbing questions to which he would reassure the client he would have a solution. All well and good. But similar to Chris, his presentation was based on technicalities and principles and rules and laws. So I suggested that he try to inject some kind of emotion into his presentations. Get the client involved in a scenario where they had to fill in the blanks, a kind of role play, but instead of filling all the details in, letting the client complete the sentence, suggest a potential figure or figure out the shortfall for themselves. Then in his sales presentation, his personal recommendations, he could include all the relevant legal and compliance disclosures, warnings and projections, but to replay the words and phrases that the clients had used to tell him about the products and how they felt. Something clicked. It worked like a charm, and in the rest of the year he became the branch top salesman, and there was around about 20 in the office, and in the region he became the third top salesman, which was quite some feat. Now, I don't tell you all this to impress you and say how wonderful I am. I tell you to impress upon you that there is enormous value in over 3 decades of business experience, self-development analysis and practice, and the ongoing examples of help that I come across almost daily. So much so that I've now built this into a 6-figure business, heading into 7 figures. Okay, so what will you learn in this seminar? An understanding of how search engines work and how they can be influenced by you. How to use our fill system, a valuable system that people pay thousands of pounds for, and how it can get you more business and bigger profits. Provide you with energy, vision and focus, as well as motivation for the next level in your business. A workbook containing the seminar points, completed by you during the session, for you to keep as a permanent record. Inbuilt strategies to help you build your profits right away. You will have the understanding and ability to use content marketing efficiently. Content is king on the internet. You will have the skills and tools to get more done in less time, and you will have this business success blueprint which you can adapt for your business. In the past, sellers closely guarded all of the information. It kind of gave them a bit of power. These days, in our enlightened times, we understand that power is firmly in the hands of the consumer, especially with the internet telling them everything about everything. All attendees will also get access to a 15-minute challenge discussion with me by phone or Google Hangout to help strategize their business and their life. All attendees will also have the opportunity of registering for our Ask Anything Facebook page, where for 6 months they can ask questions and receive answers all about their business, their marketing, content, etc. We also provide the Success Blueprint, which will help any business venture become more focused and targeted. Anyone who attends also gets a 75% discount on our Recharge program, a one-to-one course where I spend a day per month over a 3 to 6 month period, and we develop your business both on and offline. Together we'll put together the knowledge, the cutting edge trends, we'll find the tools and apply them to your business or life. By identifying your personal story, your personal message, your identity, and leveraging it to connect with more people, build better and bigger business connections and position yourself not only for mega success but enormous exposure in your industry. Click the button below and sign up to the seminar. It's not expensive. Try it. There are, however, 5 do's and don'ts. The 5 don'ts. Number 1, don't think you're alone. Our program can help any person in any industry. If you're a business owner, a senior executive, an employee, or want to start up a business, we can help. Number 2, don't think of why you can't achieve greater exposure, authority, and at the end of the day, more income and opportunities. You need to ask the right questions and we can help you do that. Don't think you have to discount your prices. Quit competing on price and start selling your product or service for what it's really worth. You will attract more leads and increase your advertising response by 10 to more than 100 times if you follow our examples. Don't consider any cost as an expense. It's an investment. Using our system, you will literally create a profit tap that you will have total control over. The 5th and final don't is don't keep using 20th century marketing tactics. I still see businesses running advertising that's ineffective, marketing that is focused directly on the business or service rather than the customer, and sales processes that are assume prospects are ready to buy right now. It may surprise you to know that over 99% are not ready to buy right now. But the way they buy is different from the old sales funnel or mincing machine model of sales that was used last century. A lot of things have changed. The 5 do's. Number 1, do open your mind to what has changed and why you can adapt to benefit from it. Number 2, do realise that you have a huge relationship selling asset within you. Many people don't understand the tremendous untapped potential that lies within. I can help you draw that out and use it to increase your turnover and reach with little or no ongoing effort as many people as you want to give them the right message. Number 3, do understand that despite the results we get from that marketing now, we can typically increase that by up to 1,000% ROI or return on investment. Number 4, do understand that knowledge is not power, and a very wise Buddhist proverb states, to know and not do is to not yet know. You need to take action, but don't just take any action, you need to take the right action, and we can help you see what that is. Do number 5, do believe that you can increase your business, sales, customers now and future, because I realise you may be thinking, well, what if it doesn't work for me? The problem here is the question. Open your mind and ask, what if it does work for me? What will my new life look like? What benefits will I be seeing and experiencing on a day-to-day basis? Oh, and as one final additional benefit during the seminar, you'll also have the opportunity of joining our Beyond £1 Million Masterclass, where I host and facilitate a mastermind group for top committed producers who really want to grow their business fast. This offer is only available as an attendee, and I could wax lyrical for ages about it, but believe me, for now you just want a brief summary. The mastermind membership includes a proven and tested way for you to attract more clients through the fast ways of generation for all leads your business can handle. Instant and immediate ways to generate more cash flow. Instant access to the peer experiences and information you need to grow your business. Decades of experience from myself and other business people who are happy to help each other, providing guidance and support to help you successfully apply the information. A dedicated reading list of business and personal development books where one will be recommended and reviewed each month, and a proven way for your business to reach the next £1 million in total revenue and continue to grow from there. To be a part of this special journey, people are prepared to pay many tens of thousands of pounds, but you will have a specific discount allocated if you are prepared to commit the time and extra energy into what was described as the 9th pillar of success in Dale Carnegie's book Think and Grow Rich, which has turned out to be one of the all-time classics. As an additional bonus for attending and completely free, not normally advertised, I'll provide you with a copy of my ebook that I sell on Amazon called 5 Top Reasons Why You Should Use Social Media in Your Business. As I've mentioned, you will also get access to the Ask Anything online members forum for up to 6 months. This is only for the first 100 people, so look smart. Click on the link or the button below and sign up to the seminar. Together, using the power already within you and some great insights, analysis and experience from me, we can grow your business. By the way, for the online members forum, the Ask Anything, think about what your call sign might be, what your handle might be. Every freedom fighter should have a separate handle. Until we meet, hopefully very soon, understand more, expect greater, and live with passion.